That's way too expensive for a motorcycle. Welcome back, Nano's Biker USA. Subscribe, hit the thumbs up. 2024, here we go. Motorcycles, everybody that watches this channel either has one, is interested in one, has had one prior. But now in 2024, with all these new models being released, you see the new prices, and every single manufacturer has gone up by $300, $500, $900, $1,500. At what point do motorcycles become too expensive? Let's look at it. Expensive just doesn't have to be monetary, right? So if you look at all the big manufacturers, your Indians, your Harleys, other big touring bikes, the Goldwing, which I'm on, the Yamaha Eluder, you know, BMW, all the big ones, you're not getting out the door for, this is minimum now. Big touring bike, minimum 25K and up. More like 35K and up. And if you get into the status models like the Elite or the CVO, a lot of times you get north of 50. How much is too much? And what is that worth to you? Now, I know the perspective matters greatly. Everybody has different economic situations. Everybody has different value that they attach to their bike and the reasons for riding it. But if you look to get into the market, let's just say new, you can get the lower displacement bikes, you know, like a Ninja 400, out the door for about $6,000. Some would say that's too expensive. What do you think? And then I hear you, you're saying, oh, you can go used, you don't have to buy new. Very true. But if you look and go on all the Cycle Trader and Facebook Marketplace, so on and so forth, the used values have gotten so high. Sometimes the used value is only $2,000 or so less than the new value. So you start thinking, might as well just get new. Like, get the warranty, nobody ever rode it, nothing's wrong with it. You don't have to do all the legwork to see, is there any mechanical problems with this used bike? Was it modded the wrong way? Is there bad wiring? You know, all that stuff that could be a problem. So you got to think about that. You know, for me, I'm a value proposition buyer when it comes to bikes. Love the CEOs, love the Indian Elites, the Pursuits. I'm not buying one of those. I can buy one of those. I'm not doing it. And you're like, well, you're on a Goldwing. Fact, I am. But if you watched the video, you saw that I got this for a tremendous value. Now, would I buy one new? Well, since I have the trade-in of this, again, I would be trading this in and getting full. Probably this is worth about $18, $19 now to 2021. I could put that down on a new one, so my number's not high anyway. So it's all in your strategy and how you maneuver to get into the next bike or get out of the last bike or whatever it is, so you're always staying ahead in that positive equity. But at what point, you know, even if you have disposable income times a million, everybody has a button that just says, I'm not paying that. You know, if you look at TV now, everybody's streaming service, right? Cable is bye-bye. But now, everything's getting nickel and dimed with, if you want to watch this, you got to buy that app. If you want to watch this, you got to buy that app. So it's more of the same, but with motorcycles, if you look, you know, the last 10 years, prices have gone up. Why? Well, yeah, inflation. But look at all now the tech that's on the bikes. ABS is standard on a lot of bikes, pretty much most. But then you have all the electronics, right? All the navigation, the rider defense mechanism system, hill assist, electronic windshield. And I can hear you guys, I don't need any of that crap. I don't even use it. Well, true. If you don't ride that kind of bike, you don't need it. But here's the thing. Let's say you don't get that, and you get into the bikes in the mid-size level that doesn't offer that stuff. Not the touring, but let's go with your mid-size, 12, 13, 1400 cc. Those bikes now are get in price 15, 16, 17. It's not crazy expensive, but think about that. Relative to what? 10 years ago, that's a lot for a bike. Not a lot, but it's like, well, okay, it's getting up there. So when you go to buy your bike, are you just shopping price? Are you shopping features? Are you shopping purpose? Somebody that's a commuter, they're going to get something reliable, dependable, fairly inexpensive, right? Like probably like a used Honda NC 700, right? You can find those for like $4,500. Perfect to beat on back and forth to work, decent gas mileage, blah blah blah. So take that purpose out of it. People that use their bikes as the number one transportation source doesn't count in this discussion. That's a whole different approach to buying. But just your weekend rider, your hobby rider, your occasional couple trips a year rider, what are your main factors in buying that bike? Obviously you have to like it aesthetically, we know that, but what is the value you assign to the things you use to make the purchase? Put that in the comments, just curious. And then the intrinsic things that the bike offers you that can't be described in a spec sheet, like it allows me to go unbelievable places. Well, cars do that, yeah, but a bike's different, that's why you got it. So there's a value that you build up in your own head, and it's all subjective, we all have different ones, that allow you to be okay with paying the price that you're willing to pay. Whether it's a CVO or a base model Harley Nightster, it doesn't matter. Everybody's got that value system of where they're like, nope, I'm done, I'm not paying that. Or, yeah, I'll pay that. It gives me what I want. So I'm just curious as to your buying process when you go into the dealers and you shop the brands. That's the other thing. Are you brand specific? Like, will you only go to Kawasaki or Honda? Or will you only go to Harley, not look at other brands or not even entertain another brand, and why? Because a lot of people, when they buy, if they are brand specific and they stick to that one, well, that might be part of the value system on why they're buying that brand, right? It makes them feel like they belong, or they have a better circuit of riders along the way, and more dealerships for anything going wrong on a trip. Convenience, identity. I don't know. I mean, you know your reasons. I don't know them. Mine are all pretty much value based. I want the best value for what I'm willing to spend on a bike at the time that I'm buying it. And if you guys know and you watch this channel, every bike I have is in a different genre, and I bought it specific to the need that I want it. Off-road Royal Enfield, I can't tell you how much that value on that bright $5,500 brand new, all day long. I do it again tomorrow. Indian Scout, when I bought it, was $11,500. Now those things I think are up to like 14 or 15. If I was to rebuy, I love the Indian Scout, I think it's tremendous, but going back new today, would I buy another one at that price? I don't know. I'd actually probably go up to the 18 to 20 mark, because I could probably get a little more and I would see a little more value in the spend. So it'd be a different discussion today than it was in 2017. So it's really subjective to what you do, but just curious as to all your reasons when you go buy. And do you have more than one bike? And if you do, are they different purposes, or are they just, I just want another bike, I liked it? To buy your bikes, are you usually trading something in so you have a little bit of money to work with there? Or are you just going to put a big down payment down? Or you just go in and go, all right, I'm financing everything, I'm using their money, etc., etc. Because usually, you can get a good interest rate provided you have a good credit score. So that's the other thing when you go to buy. Are you buying it with the intention of mind of keeping for a long period of time, or flipping it every 3 years? You know, and then when it gets into that, are you just financing it for 36 months? You just buy it out right day one and take it home. So, curious as to all your strategies and why. And for those of you, like, I got a lot of viewers that they'll say, you can keep the tech, you can keep all that fancy gadgets. I literally have somebody, anything over $5,000, he's not buying. Like, now he, super mechanically inclined, he likes the older bikes, he fixes the older bikes, he rides the older bikes. I get all that. That's awesome. But you know, when you get on the back end of that, you talk about expense. You got the expense on the back end of what does it cost to keep those running versus what does it cost to get one new. I'd be curious as to how that played out over time. But, you know, part of his value in the intrinsic system that he assigns to his purchase is he likes the tinkering and he likes the fixing up and he likes the getting it back on the road. So, you know, that negates the dollar spent because of the joy found from why he does it. Anyways, just curious, thinking out loud, sharing it with you. Let me know. That's it. Quick take. Leave all the comments below. Share, provide, subscribe. Like to see, we hit 5,000 subscribers at the end of last year, so thank you everybody for that. Love to hit 10,000 by the end of this year. That would be a great goal. Not sure if it's doable, but if you guys can share it out, that would help. So thanks for watching, and don't forget,